All right, so this is kind of an interesting thing. We put up the video of that dude mixing one of my songs on the SSL. It's an Origin. It's nice. It's a really great video, and it started getting me like every now and then I missed my SSL, and then I was like, oh man, that's cool. And then I started looking into it. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. It's like, do it right. It's close to 100. If you're gonna get the console, get all the right converters, but then if you want automation and flying fade, I mean, it's not worth it. It's not worth it for me. But it was a cool video, and I can always go to a studio with an SSL and mix a song if I don't know. I'm happy with what I'm doing, but it was like very stressful when I first watched it. I was like, oh man, this is so cool, man. He's working with two hands too. But that's it, man. That's over. So anyway, it's like onward and upward, right? So this is my main Les Paul. This is probably my most used guitar in the studio. It's a WCR with the WCR American Steel set in it. And it's kind of a high gain thing to do this. This is a VH4 profile in the Kemper, but just, it doesn't matter. You'll hear the difference. So I've got this PV Forenza. Oh my God, that plays so great. And we've been using, it's got P90s. I looked it up today. I got into the manual. I didn't know much about it. It's mahogany body, maple neck, like hard rock maple they call it, like hard rock maple, and rosewood fretboard, and this the usual stuff. It's got some kind of weird. It says no more noise canceling when you use both P90s. I don't know, but I want to hear what this sounds like, because I think that I'm gonna rotate this in right now as a main thing for. I've got like 5 records I'm working on right now. So, yeah. So, oh my God. And because I got that telly is on and cracking. Oh my God. Why do all the guitars feel so heavy right now? Maybe I'll play this too. Oh. All right. So anyway, I'm going to play a little bit. Here's the WCR with humbuckers. This is a kind of overwound PAF in the bridge called a Godwood. Hey guys, so I ended up just deleting all this. I don't want to do it with the Kemper. I'm going to fire up the Marshall, and we're going to do the WCR, which has humbuckers. We're going to do the Forenza that has P90s, and I'm going to actually bring out a special guest. My Fender Elite Telecaster, American Telecaster with Lawler vintage tees in it. So we'll just go 57 and 160. This is just both on the greenback. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go WCR. So this is into my 800. Always move the knobs to make sure you got the right thing in the right thing. That's a Marshall. Here we go. WCR with humbuckers. Can I get an amen if you think that's kind of groovy sounding? Boop. P90. Aye! All right. Oh, PB Forenza. Oh my God, all these guitars feel so heavy. Yeah, this is now officially main stage guitar. Yeah, I can hear it. I just like it. It's cool. One thing I think I got to switch out is the volume pot is so sensitive. It just, if I even touch it, it just turns way down. Oh, I almost feel like maybe cutting out that whole beginning and just going here. Maybe just start it from this sound. So here we go. So here is my Mod 800 with the WCR Les Paul, which is the Humbuckers. If somebody sent me a record to mix and the guitar sounded like that, I would keel over. I think that I would be like, oh, wow, okay, that's what we're looking for. That's just really nice. WCR. Now we're going to go to the Forenza with P90s. That's awesome, and probably maybe would turn down a little bit of the top end. You know, if it's a little heavy, but we're gonna try the telly now. Bridge pickup. Same EQing, so this is like I would back that. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch it though. Presence is a little high, so. That thing plays like something else. P90. Similar. The P90 actually is more like khaki or more. There's more like telly. P90. Yeah, they're both nice. And WCR. P90. A lot of, which again, the presence is a little higher on the amp. I didn't want to touch it though. This is actually the difference in them than the telly. Yeah, so it's almost to me like kind of like the Les Paul is got the most natural to it, like what I would think when I think of like Les Paul and Marshall. That's that. Ugh. And then the Telly it's more bright, but it has retained some of the and then the P90 to me is even more, not so much brighter, more like it's got more of this this pick thing on top, which is cool, and it still retains it. And again, I would turn the presence down on the P90, but we're leaving it for now. So WCR, that's just perfect. P90. I watched a video the other day about P90s with Rhett Shull, and he was talking about like the history, and he was talking about that was the first pickup that Gibson made in like the late 40s or something, and then they figured out, I think the Humbucker was cheaper to make or something, or there was the original one which was heavy, and then when when the metallurgists or whatever invented or came up with the Alnico, they started using Alnico in P90s, and Alnico, one of the things that was nice about Alnico is it was a lot lighter, so it made the guitars lighter. Like the early guitars with those 40s pickups, they said those pickups were heavy, so it made the guitar heavy, where Alnico was lighter. But then P90s kind of went out of style, and they went humbucker for like years and years and years and years. And they would bring in some P90s, but it was like on these cheapy like juniors and these kind of like it wasn't like on their classic, except for like a certain couple of years they did the gold top with the P90s. I think 56, something like that. I don't know, but then he said when punk rock started, these guys were going to pawn shops and they were buying the cheapest guitars, and it was all these Gibsons with P90s, and that became the sound of punk, which kind of turned into the sound of new wave, I would think. They kind of, it's like Sex Pistols and the Clash and all those kind of guys ended up coming into like, Billy Idol, Duran Duran and everything. So that's it. I'm so excited about all this. I'm excited about this P90 guitar. I've had it about a year, and it plays great. It kind of plays like an EVH because it's a PV, and it's got a chunky neck, but it's comfortable and it's solid. It feels like it's a mahogany body, hard rock maple neck, rosewood fretboard. I mean, lights out. One thing I think that eventually I would switch out. And I'm not really ever like a big stickler on tuning machines, but the tuning machines on this they definitely, that's a place where they've saved some money. I would get better. I would get some nice Shalers or Grovers or something. But there you go. So I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. Telly. I played really good on the Telly, and I'll tell you why. I've been playing the Telly every day, and I got this thing set up to the hilt. And it felt really good when I got on it because I've been playing it more than the PV. My son's been playing the PV. So again, here's the Telly bridge. P90. This is Rhythm Central. All right, so finishing up that video, I was like, you know what? I wanna put the Gretsch in here. I've had this probably close to 20 years. I don't know. I've had it a long time. Wrote a lot of songs on this. I love writing on this. It's got a stop plate, so the Bigsby's dead. It's got it's like a Les Paul. I think it's called a Electromatic Projet, maybe. It's got kind of the cheaper black top FilterTrons. It's kind of a Les Paul type of guitar. Same thing. We're going to try this. So we've got the Les Paul, the P90, the Telecaster, and the Gretsch. Okay. So let's hear these. I'm going to try to finish this up quick, guys. I'm sorry. I know. I'm working on some records right now that are going to be defining, and I want to do everything I can to make it the best I can. Turn it up just a little bit. Blacktop FilterTrons are a little lower output, maybe. Maybe it didn't hit the amp as much. So again, WCR, which is like overwound PAF. P90. Telly. And Gretsch. I like that. Now that to me, that wouldn't be that kind of a gain, really. I can hear like that wants a little bit more breathy. That to me would be more like the JMP or like the Matchless. But again, here's the Telly. Gretsch. It just makes you want to be Malcolm Young. WCR. Gretsch. These are going to be my 5 guitars on the first stand, which is going to be Telly, Strat, Les Paul, P90 Forenza, and the Gretsch. The Jazzmaster is going to go to stand 2. Jazzmaster's cool, but it's just not, for me, it's not like peanut butter and jelly stuff. This is it. I'm so stoked. So once again, Gretsch. Makes you want to buy an AC-15, right? Gretsch. Yeah, it's the stringy thickness there. It's got that, it sounds like it's like a paper bag. There's like a thing. It's nice. I love that sound. Yeah, that's not the ultimate sound for it. To me, it's heavy, but P90. WCR. Telly. Gretsch. That's it. I got my mind set on you.